The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Hello, my good people, and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
This is one of those internet podcasts you've heard so much about. It's kind of neat. We do lots of unique things as far as podcasts goes. We'll make you laugh. We're one of the only podcasts on the internet that's comedy-based.
It's a new tactic.
No, we're trying to bend the genres a little bit. I know everyone listens to the true crime, but what if someone got shot and it was funny? That's kind of what we're going for on this your podcast.
A little bit of a flag sticking out of that pistol. A little bang.
It says bang.
Oh.
The Joker movie, I thought when that guy got shot, it wasn't very funny.
No.
At the end of that one.
Mm-mm.
He was laughing, but I was like, I'm not in on this.
I missed the punchline, man.
Is he going to go on another talk show on Joker 2? He's going to go on Hot Ones.
The ratings for that last appearance of yours, wow. Everyone's talking about it.
Yes. Some idiot producer thought it was all special effects. It was a publicity stunt.
You think we can get him on? Oh, yeah. Send him a letter.
I bet old Joaquin the Joker Phoenix would love to make a couple more appearances, shoot a couple more innocent talk show posts in the head.
Yeah.
To be fair, that guy was being mean. That guy was
he was a bit of a dick.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I got a nice and happy review to take us out of murdered talk show host land.
Let me hear it. Let's make some funny out of it.
Let's make it a little funny. We'll get out the rolling pins. What does a comedy rolling pin look like? It's got to be a rubber chicken. We'll roll it out with a rubber chicken. Anyway, this review from Amazon is for the Action Air 2021 version Bounce House Inflatable Bouncer with Air Blower, Jumping Castle with Slide, Family Backyard Bouncy Castle, Durable Sewn with Extra Thick Material, Idea for Kids.
I'm sure it is durable. I'm sure it is.
A lot of the reviews on here would have you believe the contrary. But I got one a little different. One that stuck out a little bit. This review is written by Reviews for You.
Oh.
They title it Very Impressed and Extremely Happy with Action Air Bounce House. They're on brand there. They're trying to get a sponsor.
Uh-huh.
Received a day early, 9/23/20. Nice surprise. It's great. Kid went nuts. He loves it. I actually like it too. I'm 6'3", and we both have fun in it. I try to be a bit subdued, but it's very sturdy and durable. I have no idea how it will hold up to my huge 5-year-old and me, but they do include a sewing kit, so fingers crossed. If I remember, I'll post an update in a few months. With winter coming, this will be a great addition to the basement playroom. The value is there, in my opinion, for the amount of time he will be spending in it. He loves his, quote, bouncy house, unquote. Well made from what I can tell so far, and extremely easy to set up. The included blower fan works. The handle on mine was missing a screw, explaining the rattle I heard when I picked it up. Not thrilled about it, but it seems fine. I just don't use the handle to pick it up anymore. 5 stars. Update. 4/4/21, still 5 stars. He is absolutely trying his best to destroy this thing and failing. He is really, really rough in it. And so if you have any concerns about durability, I can tell you that the one I got is very durable.
Okay. Well, that is the thing, though. Reviews for yous. That not everybody's going to get the same one.
Not everyone, there's no temporal time magic to make exact down to the atom copies of these
Can't
bouncy
duplicate it,
houses.
no.
Impossible. They got the serial number on there, and it means something these days.
It's just a fact of the internet and people buying stuff off Amazon as flippantly as they do. So all these companies with these stupid all caps names that didn't exist 6 months ago, they're selling daisies for a dime a dozen. But was it really a daisy? Who's gonna know?
You know who's going to be pushing up daisies soon? This giant toddler.
5-year-old.
This, quote, huge 5-year-old.
Like, I thought it was odd where he pointed out he, as a 6'3" man, needs to take it easy, not have too much fun.
Sure.
Honey, subdue your jumping, please.
First of all, it's weird to describe your child as huge.
A little bit.
But
yeah.
it makes me, the way he does it repeatedly makes me think that this is Will Ferrell's Elf. In the beginning, when everyone's real tiny and he's real big because he's a human, not an elf.
Yeah, hearing just the description of the product itself, I'm picturing your standard bounce house, like a story tall.
Oh yeah, this is a very small bounce house. It can fit 3 kids tops. I would just guess.
Because if it's an actual bounce house and he has this in his basement, his cavernous basement where his feral 5-year-old bounces off the walls.
I didn't want to say. I wanted you to say it. I wanted you to mention the possible feral wolf-child basement dweller nature of this review. He is
trying to destroy it and failing. He's the runt of the litter so far.
He is raging into this, just pouring all of his feral wolf-child rage into this thing, and he can't even tear it a little bit.
I do have a sewing kit, though, so we'll find out.
To the point of the size, a lot of people, this is an indoor toy for a lot of people, it looks like.
Okay.
And to me, I don't know, what if it pops and you got face to whatever's underneath it contact? I feel like the dirty ground is a little safer than smacking the hardwood or the basement cement if it doesn't make it.
Yeah, you better have some deep pile, some padded carpeting in the basement. Otherwise, you're splitting chins.
Oh, that's so funny you say that. I've had stitches on my chin 3 separate times.
Oh, God.
3 separate occasions I needed stitches on my chin as a child. How eerie. Maybe in another world line I fucking banged myself onto one of these bad boys.
That is the natural tool for catching oneself when you're a kid, is your chin. Oh, I'm falling. I can't use my arms.
It's so true. I feel like I'm a clumsy person, but I'm also, while I'm clumsy and absent-minded, I also have good balance, and I'm light on my feet. As clumsy as I am, I'm just as good at recovering because of the clumsy life experience I had.
Sure.
But back then, you start falling, it's just arms to side. You don't want to mess up your good hands. That's where you do all your good touching with.
I don't even want to try and analyze or dissect what you mean by that.
Good touching when you're a kid. They got all those storybooks with the textures in it now.
Oh, yeah, the crinkle and the pet my dog knows, right.
Yeah, I think even when I was a kid, I had those. You're just getting your good touch on when you're a kid. You see a cool texture, I'm going to commit this to sensory memory. One of my favorite textures ever is this. There's a can of alcohol in Japan called Strong Zero, and they have sort of I don't want to call it diamond plated, but sort of diamond plated light texture to the can.
Ooh.
And so your extra inebriated 3 Strong Zeros in self will not lose grip.
Right. You can really crunch that thing against your forehead.
Yeah, the little dents in it would probably make it easier.
Probably collapsible points. Strong Zero. There's a joke there. I'm not going to make it, though.
That's kind of dumb. That's the fun of it. But it is 9% and less than $2. So
wow.
And it's a tall boy. That's the magic of Japan right there, folks. Need say no more.
Yikes.
You say yikes, I say
Oh
cowabunga.
boy. Speaking of me saying yikes, I have a Google review for Kubota Garden in Seattle. It's allegedly a Japanese garden.
Some of it, what do they call those? Japanese. What are the fancy gardens?
Botanical.
Botanical gardens.
An
That just means
arboretum, even.
Yeah, that's just a park that's fancy, right?
Pretty much. Somebody invested a little bit in it.
Oh, okay. I'm not just gonna call this a garden. We got some other fancy names, please. Arboretum, that's good.
Sanctuary.
Botanical, as if other gardens and parks do not contain botanicals.
There's no botany whatsoever here. Asphalt from boundary line to boundary line.
This is just a basketball court, and it is not well maintained.
The heck? Is that a weed sticking a dandelion? Kill it. Can't have that here.
There's no life in my public domain.
We have plants here. That's going to change the classification, changes the zoning. Oh, we don't want that.
Don't get me started on the zoning. Hit me with this review.
This is a review from Veronica Klubnica. And just be prepared. Hold on to everything, actually.
I'm holding.
Don't hold on to that. Veronica writes, my car was broken into on September 10th, 2020. If it was you who took our items, or happened to find them around somewhere, please let me buy those things from you. Nothing had high monetary value, but was very dear to us. Our 10-year-old Canon camera had pictures from a trip to Asia. There was also an orange backpack, Disability National Park Pass, binoculars that my parents gifted us, and an old tablet Nexus 7. Please contact me if you happen to know anything. For everyone else, do not come here. Garden officials know about the gang that works this garden, and they care nothing about it. 1 star.
Wait, they got... I had a lot to say, but then the gang, there's like the Warriors style Coney Island. Their turf is the botanical garden.
Apparently, because there were a lot of reviews like this and pictures of broken windows.
Extortion is such a big part of the gang life. Who are they going to extort? The park rangers?
Yeah, we can make sure these tulips make it in a few more weeks. Or we can see that they're dead.
And then they got the shears, and they got it dangerously close to the rose.
They got their special rose gloves so that the thorns don't hurt them.
They're the Southside Green Thumbs.
Yeah, the bent stem boys or something.
I mean, who else goes to the Arboretum but like upper middle class and up people that have nothing better to do than get their shit stolen? Probably a pretty good venture.
Yeah. A bunch of wealthy people who can afford to lose their 7-year-old Nexus 7.
Gotta be specific. I'm surprised they didn't put the model number with it. But the other thing that leaped out to me here is, I think it's very annoying. She cited what the sentimental value of each item was.
Uh-huh.
It's very pretentious, I feel like. This item is important to me because my mom gave it to me. This item is important to me. It was a gift from my dying aunt. This toothpick was important to me because I found it after my second date with my husband.
Oh.
The other thing is, you think thieves like they do a big heist and then they check Yelp to see if anyone like, you know.
Let's check our reviews, yo. Let's see what the people are saying.
Oh, nice. That lady with the Nexus 7 and the nice pictures of her kids. Oh, yeah, look, we totally dunked on her.
Oh, she wants to buy him back. Ah. You kidding me?
No criminal, especially one that does it for a living, is going to see someone be sad about the things they stole and be like, oh, she'll even buy them back from us. What? We have to do something. Then it's not the Grinch, lady. This isn't Whoville.
Yeah, they're just gonna cooperate and not like worry about the consequences of that.
If by a slim margin, a friend of a friend you told them about this review on Google and had them look at it, they will laugh and high five at you, lady. This is reality.
It is very much reality. There's another review that's short. Libni Mendez de Santiago writes, "This place is so unsafe. I was here with my family. When we came out, they stole our car and they broke my friend's window, stole their purse and their seat. I do not recommend anyone to come here. 1 star."
This place kind of rules.
They're just taking people's seats out of the car.
For some reason, this Arboretum has purge rules 24/7.
And, okay, full face honesty, it's awful that these things happen to these people.
Of course.
But also, what kind of street crooks are like, okay, we're going to steal that car, but you know what, this one, it's got the 1 bucket seat. Let's just take that, leave everything else.
Love a bucket seat.
I need something in my living room, and a good bucket seat ought to do.
You know, Bernice is pregnant with our 3rd kid. We're going to need that bucket seat. That's what they're not, these reviewers aren't including. You know, I've alluded to, I believe that you have to be at least upper middle class to enjoy an Arboretum. Mm-hmm. I don't think these thieves have cracked lower middle class. You know, they need these bucket seats.
This is the rung of the ladder that they climb to break.
Yeah, honestly, if you're going to set up a crime ring as a gang and it's happening in the Arboretum and you're keeping it there, I don't have time to be mad at it. I just won't go to the Arboretum.
Yeah, there's other places to go.
Theme parks? I'd be really bummed if it was an amusement park or something.
That would be rough.
That would be rough. It's a place that you're supposed to feel joy. What are you supposed to feel at an Arboretum? Cultured? Outside, like hippie cultured? I don't know. I don't buy it. There's something I would buy here. Lately, we had a trio of my favorite storybooks as a kid.
That's right.
Recently, Harold and the Purple Crayon. We had Where the Wild Things Are and Corduroy. Those are bangers. And then, so I thought I would get a children's book that I have no fucking attachment to at all. Just to sort of round it out. So this is an Amazon review for Growly Bear, a bear who discovers it's best to be himself, by Adam Adams and illustrated by Neil Adams.
Oh boy.
This is a review by Kelly. They title it, "I love the bear. He is very motivational. Growl!" Alright, here we go. My daughters growl along with the bear when he growls. They have lots of fun with the book. It is really motivational and teaches kids to be themselves and find their own talents. I highly recommend this book. 5 stars. Imagine your kid trying to growl like a fucking storybook bear and thinking that, oh, they're finding their own talents. What kind of talent is that?
It's imagination.
Imagine it. Don't say that. You know I love imagination. You can't come back at me with that.
/ feral children training.
Right, that's more what I'm thinking this is alluding to. You should be proud of your kids. You should support your kids in everything they're doing, even if they're a little quirky, even if they like the imagination world. But I just don't buy this level.
Cindy's growls are getting pretty scary.
Pretty ferocious. We might have to chain her up an extra 2 hours. If she keeps this up. Isn't that right, Sherry?
That's right, Don.
Yeah, a lot of secret feral children on this on these reviews I found. 'Tis the season.
for terrorizing little children devils.
She also cites that this book is motivational. Bruh, if my kids are being motivated to be annoying, maybe that's why I'm not a parent. I don't know if I want that motivation in their lives.
Yeah, a lot of things can be motivational, like the payoff you get from stealing someone's purse out of their car.
And a whole bucket seat.
And a bucket seat. There's positive feedback when you sell that to the pawn shop.
Yes.
But is it a good thing? Are you going to read Donnie Window Smasher and figure out how little Donnie comes into his own as a theft and pickpocket?
Where's the book about being motivated to leave a review for a place that you got shit stolen from and asking to buy it back? Where's the Growly Bears goes to the Seattle Arboretum? I want to read that one.
Do you think the police there are just like, did you leave a review?
We're going to ask you to leave a review first.
You can file a report, but really leave a review, then let us know in 48 hours if anything pans out.
Yeah, with these, upper Northwest police budget cuts, we're just going to use Yelp a lot more for this kind of stuff.
It's crowdsourcing, folks. You should be for it.
Imagine a website that's just a public forum of people's complaints to the cops. I would be leaving so many snooty comments. So many.
Yeah, that could get dangerous.
The cops are on there talking shit too. That'd be great. You know what? That's what they're doing on those fucking little laptops they got in their cruisers. Just talking shit all day. And I don't blame them. I'd be talking shit too. I love talking shit. Obviously, I have a whole podcast about it.
Heck yeah.
Oh, we got a Growly Bear 4297 over at the Seattle Arboretum. These kids, they're trying to fight the gang with their motivational growls.
Yeah, they've got Skechers on, so if they need to make a runaway, they should be fine.
They should be fine. They got the shape-ups. These kids have tight glutes. Their hammies are chiseled to perfection.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say they're from upper middle-class families. It's, Skechers.
Yeah, they have a nice park by their house, not like the Seattle Arboretum. They play and learn and growl, and they growl and they growl, and they almost would think they're feral, but in fact they're upper middle class. I think sometimes upper middle class kids are so well taken care of that they become feral. That might be what's happening here. Their parents are just so... The leash is so loose you don't even feel it. Right, the leash. I don't like to tell many stories about work. I think I'll tell more after I quit this job. But there's a woman today in my line, and she was just like, she was trying to put the groceries on the belt, and the kid was trying to help. He seemed like a nice kid, and she was like, no, you've been touching your shoes all day. Don't touch my food with your dirty hands. And literally for the 10 minutes I interacted with him, she was just telling him how dirty his hands were. And I was like, this is kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, at time of recording, it is Thanksgiving Eve. Yes, it is. So... I work at a grocery store, for those that don't know. And so today was basically Black Friday of my work. Yeah. Yeah, you know how all the adults that you work with are like, boy, it must be a full moon out because the kids are acting crazy. Thanksgiving Eve is like that for any mother ever. Yeah, the holiday stress in the air at work is palpable. You could cut it with a knife. Speaking of cutting it with a knife, did you leave that butter out? It needs to be at room temperature. Jesus. Your hands are dirty! Again, I don't want to tell anyone how to be a parent. I obviously am not qualified. But shouldn't you be like, offer a route of solution to the child? Your hands are dirty. Let us go to the bathroom and wash them. Right. I got some sanitizer I got some sanitizer. Take a couple squirts. Take a couple of this hand sanitize. Let's go to break, man. Yeah, let's take a breather. let's practice our growls. That's pretty good. A little Mufasa over there. Yeah.
Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop,
and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. ReviewBuddy.com, click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Upon Further Redo.
I don't know what that means.
Or Retu.
Oh, upon further review, but we're doing it again?
No, we're looking at multiple things. It's kind of, maybe it's like an Inception.
Upon further review squared?
Yes. That works.
I'm ready.
You and me, we love cartoons, don't we? Of course we do.
Too much.
Too much, one might say, and one might get horsewhipped.
I wouldn't allow someone to do that to me.
One might be pushed off of a cliff, and what would the sound effect be if someone were pushed off of a cliff?
A slow building slide whistle, of course.
Absolutely. When things fall in cartoons, they make that whistling sound. Particularly, bombs make that whistling sound when they fall.
That's true.
However, you might have noticed, like, when you drop things, they don't generally whistle. Why is it that bombs dropping and then anything dropping in cartoons has that sound? Well, in World War II, the Germans actually attached whistles to their bombs to not only engage in regular run-of-the-mill warfare, but also psychological warfare.
Killing two birds with one stone without the metaphor getting a little dark.
Yeah. I'm just going to read a snippet from ScienceABC.com. If you want to find out more, go there. When you're watching a Hollywood reenactment of a famous World War II battle, the whistling cries of falling bombs certainly help to build tension. But there is truth behind this terrifying sound. Blah, blah, blah. Germans designed their bombs with a special whistle that would make a screaming cry as they fell towards the cities below. So it's almost like a Nerf, you know?
I was going to say, this really puts the Nerf Howler in a dark context.
They also had planes. The Stukas were famous fighter planes that when they dive bombed, they would also make a whistling sound because of implements.
That copyright-free sound effect of the plane slow. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. So cartoons made the sound because the sound was actually there in real life. And obviously, the most famous cartoons are Hanna-Barbera tunes.
Mm-hmm. And
since everyone and their children and grandparents watched those, that became almost a language of sound effects.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely, as an editor, where you gotta throw in some sound effects sometimes, there's like a library of sounds in my head, probably just from movies and old cartoons and new cartoons. I just associate movements and some jokes with sounds.
Right. I have an excerpt from an episode of 99% Invisible, which is a podcast you can listen to, which strangely, that whole podcast is just an episode of a different podcast called 20,000 Hertz, which talks about sound. I don't know. Is that a thing you can do with podcasts? Just say, on today's episode, here's someone else's episode.
Yeah, that's like called a cue drop, or there's some cool word for it.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. For this week, we'd like to feature this episode of this podcast for this special reason.
Well, this one was all about cartoon sound effects. It's episode 345 of 99% Invisible. You can look that up. In it, they're talking about cartoon sound effects and how Steamboat Willie was the first cartoon that had sound synchronized to action, or almost the first.
That little motherfucker be whistling.
And to accomplish that, they didn't have like fancy editing studios. That was just them while whoever was playing the music, the orchestra is playing the music. That's Walt and his brother standing at the microphone, recording it at the same time.
That's so cool. Live Foley work. I wish shit like that still happened.
And that is why when you watch Tom and Jerry and Tom gets hit in the face with the frying pan, it sounds like... Well, there's that. But any injury sounds... It's just crash cymbals. Because the orchestra's there already, and they're like, what do we do? Okay, we crash. Oh, he's going to fall? Grab that slide whistle.
Yeah, it's so interesting how sound effects are like that because of necessity, but they inspired an entire like aesthetic feel to how cartoons still are today.
Absolutely.
Look at if you can draw a straight line from those Tom and Jerry crash cymbals to the wacky sound effects of Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Oh, absolutely.
Ed, Edd and Eddy could have any sort of sound effects they wanted, but they sound as wacky and weird as they are because that's just how they had to sound back in the day.
There was somebody in this episode. She talked about she's working on some Trolls Netflix cartoon, and she likes to use, what is it called? The xylophone blink. You know, you close up on the eyes.
Oh,
blink, blink.
You're right. You do the high notes.
Yeah, it's just hitting a xylophone. Ding, ding. Or left to right. It conveys so much. You get so much punch from adding a little xylophone to a character blinking.
Yeah, a character blinking with little xylophone blinks is 10 times funnier than if there isn't.
And yeah, it's just they were like, what do we have to make this sound effect? Oh, we can use the xylophone. Why not? That's a tiny sound. Blinking is a tiny action. We'll do what we can. Oh, the Roadrunner needs to stop and sort of stutter. I'm going to stick my finger in a Coke bottle and wiggle it around.
Yeah, it's so interesting how constraints can cause the artist to, like, do... I mean, these constraints on how they had to make sound effects led to some of the most iconic fully sound effect work ever. That's still, referenced and important to... inspirational to people doing big sound effect work, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought this isn't the typical upon further review, but it was one thing that fell into another thing. And I'm like, this is fun stuff that we should talk about.
Yeah, we like cartoons. Cartoonparty.com coming someday, ?
Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to have tons of sound effects.
Oh, if we ever do that, we do need like a producer, or I just gotta up my editing flambabowie, as they say, my editing juice.
We'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta plug this review party crap for a little bit longer first, though.
All right.
Anything else from reviewparty.com upon?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it was a lovely ride.
Yeah, I can just share some other cool industry sound effect names. There's a running sound that's called Blop Gallop. Which, I mean, if you imagine cartoon running, that's probably the running sound you're thinking of. There is the head take. Anytime a character was like...
What's the fucking Flintstones run? That's what I want to know. The fucking... I don't even know how to explain it.
That.
Yeah, Flintstones, that's another... Well, that's Hanna-Barbera, but that one makes me really... Those are so iconic.
The Flintstones, yeah, the wind up to the run, unfortunately, is not in here. I'm sure we could find it with a bit of quick Googling, but the one person does reference the tiptoeing xylophone, which is in the Flintstones.
When he's
The
bowling.
bowling.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And tube thunk, which is the typical, your character just got their head stuck in a jar. Thunk. Uh-oh.
And most of them are based on fake, silly things, but they're just in the lexicon now. They're in the human psyche of what things should sound like.
Yeah, absolutely. They're combining, and you and I obviously already knew this, but for vehicle sounds in Star Wars, they're combining animal sounds with actual industrial engine sounds to get something really powerful and unique. And
Oh yeah, we could do whole fucking episodes just nerding out about how Lucasfilm did sound effects back in the day.
which means we should move on to a review.
Exactly, I got one. From Cartoon Sound Effect Land, we're on a bullet train. And that bullet train is headed to the only place that has cool bullet trains, and that's Japan, people. We gotta Yelp Japan. It's been a little while. In fact, I got a pair of Yelp Japans.
Oh, boy.
A pair of that's fast food restaurants, I guess.
Okay.
I just found them both, and they're both funny. I could save one, but I'm not gonna. This is a treat for everybody. Merry Christmas, it came early. This is a review for Good Town Donuts in Shibuya, Tokyo. This is a review written by Gene L. They write, "Came here for vegan donuts. They were amazing. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same about the customer service. I bought 5 donuts and 2 drinks. Me and my party wanted to eat 1 donut at the store and take the rest to go. Somebody gave us glasses of water at our table. A few minutes later, somebody else came to take the water back and told us that we couldn't eat at the store because we were sharing 1 donut between the 4 of us. I don't think Gangsta realized that we had bought 5 donuts. To make a long story short, if you're desperate for good vegan donuts, check this place out. Otherwise, be sure to order at least 1 donut per person, and don't even think about sharing if you plan on eating at the store. 2 stars.
That doesn't seem right for a vegan place. You gotta be like, hey man, come on, hang out, stay as long as you want. Yeah, family, togetherness, Mother Earth.
I don't know if vegans be like every vegan I talk to doesn't talk like that. Vegans be like, get out of my donut shop.
I'm trying to bicycle here, excuse me.
Exactly. Bring, 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 bring. Aggressive bicycle belling. That's what vegans sound like to me.
You have a voice box, use it, or I'll rip it out. Little bell.
That's not vegan at all, Matt.
That's
voice box removal.
I'm not a vegan. I'm
you don't know the rules.
Blood on my hands.
Not afraid for a voice box. I will come out and say, places in Shibuya, which is the downtown of downtown Tokyo, they make their money on customers in and out of the door, right? I think that's right. Something that living and being in Tokyo, there are a lot of small restaurants by necessity of the huge rent. And it's understood that if it's a busy time, you gotta kind of be in and out. You gotta go about your business, whether it be eating or drinking coffee, very quickly. It's not the regular Starbucks chilling type atmosphere.
It's the metropolitan area of metropolitan areas.
Right. And I'm sure...
You say a New York minute? No, you got to be out there in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, you got to be a Tokyo 15. Yeah.
It's a bullet train land. Move it.
So that's I guess why it struck me, because they made a very, to me, obvious cultural faux pas. There's a cultural faux pas at foot. I'm sure it was very aggressive, but if I worked at that donut shop and someone was just like nibbling on a donut and taking up 4 spots, the manager would look at those 4 spots with the 1 donut and the people sipping water and think, you know, the money printing machine has stopped. I must begin it again.
86 these people out the door.
Right. Yeah, I think, you know, like when you're stocking shelves at the grocery store, you got to think, these are the money printing machines. I'm loading up with ammo. It's sort of the same thing. If butts and seats aren't moving and grooving quickly, you know, it's not going to be great. So they got the real vegan treatment here, and I don't think they're ready for it. I've had a gluten-free donut. That was good. I don't know about full vegan.
I mean, I don't. I shouldn't criticize, but
we shouldn't criticize. We've poked enough fun at our vegan friends. Vegans, I love you. You're a better person than I.
Growling bears.
Hey, don't poking an upset bear is not vegan. They're already upset.
That's true.
But I got this other one here to keep her moving. This is a review for the Burger King in Taito, Japan. Pretty sure also a neighborhood in Tokyo. Okay. This review is written by Dennis O. They write, well, normally I wouldn't eat American fast food in another country, but I was a little bit hungry and I wanted to try the Black Burger. I ordered the Kuro Diamond, which means Black Diamond. 690 yen without fries. That's probably like $6 American. And a drink. As Samuel L. Jackson would say, that's a tasty burger. I washed it down with some Coke Zero. I think the blackness in the burger comes from squid ink, and it definitely adds a nice flavor to the hamburger. It was quite juicy. Also, my understanding is that in Japan, the Burger King is better than McDonald's. Because of that, I eat here rather than at the McDonald's down the street. 4 stars.
Well, plus, what color burgers does McDonald's have, huh?
I don't know if it. The only ridiculous McDonald's, like stunt burger type burger that they had in Japan when I was there, was they had like a series of like $20 burgers that were like supposed to be very luxurious, came in a fancy package. I did not try them.
Why would you?
Right. There are probably lots of other delicious burgers I could have sampled for that price point in Japan.
Yeah. I'm glad. I was wondering, is it squid ink in the bun? And it's possibly squid ink in the bun.
I want to say he's correct on that. I don't have the receipts, but that rings a bell. So yeah, so they, instead of doing this the evil black food coloring that made your poop funny Halloween burger, they did a squid ink burger in Japan. You think that would fly in America? You think people would be like, squid ink, I want to try that?
Some people.
I don't think it would be enough.
Some Italian restaurants are like squid ink pasta.
That's true. Have you tried squid ink? I've tried squid. I can get behind that.
I don't know if I've tried squid ink pasta.
Yeah, it just looks slimy, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest calamari guy either.
But if you call it Kuro Diamond Pasta, I don't know if I could.
Hey.
And it's only, $6.
$6? I'd take a flyer on it.
Yeah, $6. Let's give it a shot. Let's ink down, baby.
Ink me up.
This is perhaps the worst picture of this man's took of this burger I've ever seen. It's totally top down. You can see a bit of lettuce and a tomato sticking out.
Oh.
And I guess he's highlighting the black bun,
the bun.
I want to see that. I want to see that charbroiled burger.
Yeah, show the drippings.
Yeah, show this juice, a so-called juicy burger, Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
You got a juicy review for me?
A juicy one? Mm-hmm.
Hey, boo-boo, you got a juicy one for me?
Yeah. I have a review that I didn't forget I had, but I forgot what it was. This is a review sent to us by our dear friend Elijah. Actually, he sent it just to me, not to you.
Yeah, I know. He told me. He said, yeah, with that review I sent Matt, I sent another one, so just wait until I'm waiting for him to pull that one out. I looked at him in his face, I spit in my lifelong friend's face. I said, you bastard.
Well, you can spit in my face when I read what this review is for, because I'm an idiot for bringing it now.
I'm looking forward to it.
This is an Amazon review for Hocus Pocus. I don't know how I missed it.
Shaking my head.
It's worth it, though, because Amazon...
We can watch Hocus Pocus any time of the year.
That's right. Grace writes, of all the Halloween movies I ordered, this one I was most excited to see again. As an awful parent, I had never thought to have my kids watch it until now. My older boys rolled their eyes thinking, "Mom, you just don't get it." But I played the quote, "mom card," and told them it would be okay and to knock it off. Soon, all their friends were laughing and having a great time, and they quickly relaxed too. What a fun time for sure. Buy this video and watch for Halloween, or anytime, Grace, or anytime. I think it will be a new tradition in our home. 5 stars. And Grace attaches an image. There are 14 pairs of shoes, I think, on the floor.
This is a regular sleepover party.
She's got a picture on this picture of just a cast of characters all around the couch. I think there's a dog in there. Yeah, the whole crew was loving Hocus Pocus.
The picture I'm getting from this review in my mind is she's bringing helicopter parenting to a new level. She knows the exact minute. She logged it on her spreadsheet when the air, the fuiniki, if you will, the atmosphere, the social atmosphere of the room, it became more relaxed. She had every kid strapped up with a heartbeat monitor to monitor their relaxation and fun. To make sure this party went swimmingly.
She's at the thermostat. She's like, "No, they're looking a little uncomfortable. 1 degree warmer?
One and a quarter, perhaps."
Okay, they're easing up. Yeah.
She's got her little iPad. She's monitoring. She got little heartbeats on each one. Oh, Terrence, he's looking a little hungry. I think you might need a snack. Let's check the allergy algorithm here.
Okay, the Totinos will work. The Totinos are fine.
Totino stat! Kevin! She yells down to her husband. Totinos!
Preheat that oven. They're better in the oven.
Hey, Ricky, why is your mom just standing in the room monitoring us? Huh? What do you mean? She's just a friendly mom.
You kids will enjoy this.
Yeah, sounds like a nightmare. You go to a friend's party and the mom picked the movie. Hocus Pocus is obviously a Halloween time classic, but you let mom pick the movie, dude.
She played the mom card, though.
She played the mom. I don't want to know what that is. Is that screaming that we're going to watch Hocus Pocus and everyone's going to like it?
Know.
That's why they had to relax. They're all wired because mom just said, "We're fucking watching Hocus Pocus."
You came out of me, Terrence. Or Jimmy, or Johnny.
Whatever we named you earlier in the review.
Also, hi, Greg. It's nice to see you again. Tell your folks I said, hey, put it in.
The atmosphere has reached group laughter. But she doesn't even have to take the picture. She has the mounted picture connected to the iPad with the algorithm to know when they will laugh to
She's
snap
got
it.
A camera on the dog's collar. Go on in, Sprinkles. Get in there.
They won't know a goddamn thing. These memories will be cherished because I have facilitated the perfect Halloween party for my son. And then she explodes.
And the husband's like, "Oh, can't wait for Thanksgiving." Oh.
Finally, some peace and quiet around here, huh? That's what he says.
Turns on the Man Show or something.
The Man Show.
I recorded all this. I have them all on tape. You guys know what tape is anymore?
You being the same age as me must have early, mischievous memories of the Man Show. Either. Yeah, and you have a big brother, so I'm sure that was a part of the... My cousins definitely were like, "Hey, Brent, check this out."
Girls are going to jump on trampolines, dude.
Yeah, we were not watching for the comedic value of those two very funny dudes. Well, with that confession of childhood shame, I think the episode has come to a close.
I have one additional confession of not just childhood shame, but last week's shame.
Oh, yeah.
I found, I don't recall what streaming service it was on, but what's it called? MXC?
Oh, yeah.
The American dub of Takeshi's Castle.
Yep.
I watched an episode and I just couldn't believe how much I used to love it.
Oh, what do you recall what season it was?
It was season 2, I think episode 1.
Okay, they still had good ones. The things I noticed about MXC, the writings remain consistent. Say what you will about it. Consistent throughout. But they used up all the really good falls and bashes in the first few seasons.
Okay.
So there's not as much slapstick value to those later ones. But it did hold up. You weren't in the Jiggle Hut?
It hadn't perfectly aged. I did enjoy some of it, but at the same time I thought, oh, I used to die for this.
Oh, I know. Me and my dad would just fucking laugh. Just laugh and laugh and laugh. That's some like absurd internet humor that made it on TV, I feel like. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Like doing stupid cartoon dubs of these crazy Japanese game shows. Oh, way ahead of its time. Spike TV.
Anyways.
It made Spike TV, and then does Spike TV exist anymore?
I don't think it does.
I remember I'd watch MXC, and once a year they'd have the Spike TV Video Game Music Awards, or Video Game Awards. That was also a shit show.
Just like this. Thanks for listening.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you had some fun. Happy Thanksgiving. Our Thanksgiving episode was posted. This will be post Thanksgiving, but it's Wednesday before during recording, so I'm still kind of in the turkey mood.
Yeah, man.
And if you're feeling in the turkey mood, just know that we got new episodes every Tuesday, Reviews Day. Make yourself a Tom Turkey and have a listen on that good Tuesday morning if you're feeling spicy. If you'd like to send us an absurd review to make some giggle fun over, send an email with a hyperlink to the review to reviewparty.com and include your name, and we'll throw you some credit.
If you want to interact with us, you can. You are, well, not all of you. We've sent out special signals to a select few. And if you go on social media like Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, and go to reviewparty.com or reviewpartypod on Twitter, if you see something, that means you are one of the special ones who can like our posts and send us messages. It's you. We picked you, Charlie.
Not to go behind, I don't want any part of our show to be about complaining about discovery algorithms on social media, because obviously it's no one's fault. That is a lovely person that is listening to our whole episode. But I have noticed that Instagram just don't be showing me the posts.
Specifically you.
Me, and I'm guessing it's more rampant for other people. I have the Review Party notifications on. I obviously want to look at the content. When I open Instagram, it should be the first thing. I like everything we post because I actually like it, literally, and, the obvious self-promotion.
Right.
So why the hell doesn't Instagram think I want to see the Review Party posts on my personal Instagram? It's crazy.
Scoundrels.
So rest assured, we post regularly, 4 or 5 posts a week?
Yeah.
On the old Instagram. We got a couple on Twitter and a couple on TikTok. If you want to be real cool, if you don't want the algorithm to work against us like it does sometimes, you can turn on post notifications. I love getting Review Party post notifications, unironically. I'm like, oh yeah, what the fuck stupid shit did Matt just post? I get excited.
It's great.
And honestly, Instagram notifications are very non-invasive. We never spam post. Spotify also has notifications. I love Spotify podcast notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little shout out to the daddy Spotify.
I have Apple Podcast notifications. They're nice.
They're nice as well. They're all nice. So go ahead and set yourself up with those if you want to be a big, capital B, capital S, big supporter, trademark. But enough whining about social media tomfoolery. Thanks again for listening, everybody. It is very fun to make these and all that jazz. I also, of course, want to thank our buddies Nosebleeds for the use of their jam, Bread for Breakfast. You can find more of their great tunes on Spotify. No, just search nosebleeds, one word. I'm out of breath from all that ranting and raving. But I do have a review to see us off this week. This is an Amazon review for Gumby the movie on VHS.
Oh.
It's written by Dawn Red Fox. They write, Gumby is one of the best to ever do it. 5 stars.
Do what?
It.
Oh, okay.